Why did you pick this one?
I loved the screenplay. I thought it was the best screenplay I'd read in years. And it wasn't that I wanted to be a director, I just wanted to make sure the film got made, and it wasn't getting made. It's funny, it's about a lot of things. You know, there's a lot of it is metaphors about, you know, loss of innocence and things about, literally about sort of the way the country moved from the 50s through the 60s and 70s. We get to reflect all of our paranoias and all of our sort of innocence of the 50s and, you know, slowly losing our way as we've gotten all the way to the Reagan years. Because it's a period piece, I believe that people remember eras through film as much as anything. So I shot the 50s like Technicolor, but faded Technicolor. I wanted the colors to fade because the film has faded. So it's not the way it was shot. I shot the 60s with a lot of zooms and rack focuses because that's how they shot films in the 60s. I shot all this stuff in the 70s handheld. So there's a presence and sort of rougher feel to it, like all the films from the 70s, like the Lumet films and films like that. So I focused on those sort of storytelling techniques because I felt as if that was how we would remember them. All the transitions and things I built in. I grew up on my father had a game show when I was growing up. And he had a television show, the Nick Clooney show. And there was these sets, and they were on ropes. And the minute the show was over, we would work on it. I was 10 years old, and I was a cue card boy. And the minute the show was over, the audience would leave, and we'd pull these ropes up, and the set would go up, and there was a bowling alley underneath it. And they would do Bowling for Dollars, which is another show. And I always remember these images of these sets sort of moving. And I kept thinking, Chuck's world, I wanted the sets to move in and out of his life a lot. Sam's, first of all, Chuck is a very recognizable figure in the United States. We know who he is. So first of all, Sam looks like him. That's a big plus. It's an important part of that because people know who he is. Secondly, he's one of the finest actors out there, and he's been waiting to break for a while. All actors know who Sam is. We all like him. We see him in movies, and you see him in Galaxy Quest, you go, that guy, he's good. He's been waiting for a role like this. He is also likable, always. And even when he does bad guys, like in The Green Mile, you still like him. That's important, too, because this is a character that doesn't really do many likable things. No, that was probably the easiest part. You know, Julia's not really a cameo, you know, that's a real role. Every A-list actress in town, and I mean literally every one, sent me letters or called me about the two female roles, because they all know about them. And they're great roles. So when I called Julia about Patricia, she said, are you calling me about Patricia? And I said, yeah, and she goes, I'm doing it. So that was easy. The Brad and Matt thing, we were doing press for Ocean's 11, and I said, hey, you guys want to come do something fun? And they said, yeah. So they flew up to Montreal and shot it.